Having a hair crisis, like I don't know what to do with my hair, and I really don't want to put heat to it because I've lost inches in my hair because of this bleach process that I did to get gray hairs. Today's tutorial is gonna have a messy wild hair look, so it is what it is. Hello my loves, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm actually coming to you guys with a one brand tutorial. I actually love Too Faced so much that I decided to do a one brand tutorial. I have mostly Too Faced products here today, and I'm going to be using the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette that's been so highly requested by a lot of people. And you know, I've used her a little bit, and I mean, it's a really pretty palette. If you don't have a lot of palettes and you like your neutrals, this is something I would recommend. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing a tutorial using this palette and mostly all Too Faced stuff. So let's just get started. I'm gonna start off by moisturizing my skin using my all-time favorite Neutrogena Hydra Boost Gel Cream. This is for extra dry skin. It is more of a gel formula. There's barely any in there. I'm gonna have to repurchase soon, but in the meantime, add it in my hair. This doesn't even look right. For foundation, I'm gonna be using the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. This foundation I recommend quite a bit. This one is in the shade Light Beige. I thought at first it might not be a perfect match for me, but I absolutely love it. So we're gonna go ahead and apply that. You only need one pump of this. Like, you should only be using one pump of foundation, but literally, that's all you need. Well, that's all I need. So I'm gonna go ahead and dot that all over my face. I'm gonna take a foundation brush. This is actually an up and up brush. It's pretty filthy, but it works. I'm gonna spray with a little bit homemade MAC Fix Plus. Stay tuned, that video is actually going to get filmed right after this video. So, because I keep promising, and I just don't have the time, guys. I'm so sorry. I absolutely love you guys. Please don't feel like I don't, but I got more stuff coming. So anyway, just spray a little bit of it. I tap off the excess water, and then I go ahead and blend this into the skin. If you have really dry skin, you want to do the brush strokes downward so that the dry skin doesn't, it sounds gross, guys, I know, but that's just what it is. I'm gonna take a dampened beauty blender and just press the foundation into the skin. This is a technique that you can use with any kind of sponge. Now for concealer, I know for a fact that Too Faced is coming out with their Born This Way kind of style concealer. And I can't wait because I'm going to be the first in line to get it. Like, I really, really do want it. But in the meantime, this is not from Too Faced, but this is the Naked Skin Concealer by Urban Decay. This is the shade Light Neutral. This. This is a holy grail for me. I'm just going to go flat out and say it. This blends so freaking great. Even with a brush, it blends amazingly. Oh, eyelash, there we go. To prevent any creasing, I'm gonna go directly in with some translucent powder. This is actually not Laura Mercier. I actually am reusing this package because I've been traveling. So I actually filled it up with the Coty Airspun. This is a really inexpensive powder from the drugstore, and I absolutely love it, and it is great for those with dry skin. As you can see, I'm just taking my wet sponge. You could use a brush, you can use a wedge, whatever, and just placing that on the lid because I put concealer there, and under the eye. By the way, word of advice, if you get any powder on your lashes, leave it there. It'll help make them look fuller. So there's a little tip for you guys if you didn't know already. Now this foundation, it's a little tacky on my skin, so I'm actually gonna take the Too Faced Cocoa Powder Foundation. This will add a little bit more coverage. This one's in the shade Medium. It does smell like cocoa, not overpowering though. So I'm gonna take my It Cosmetics, I don't know, this is a fluffy brush, and just press this in to the compact, and just press this onto the areas that I wanna set. Onto my brows, I'm actually going to be using the NYX Wonder Brow. This is the micro brow pencil, but whatever it is. So I'm going to use, this is in the shade Black. Okay, so now that the brows are done, I'm going to go ahead and bronze up the skin, and then we're going to move on to the eyes. For bronzer, I'm going to be using my favorite. This is actually a holy grail as well. This is the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. I actually hit pan a couple days ago, and you know, Yeah, man, that was crazy. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my e.l.f. blending brush. This is actually a really good contour like brush, and just press onto the powder and go ahead and snatch those cheekbones. This is a really great bronzer. Okay, now that I've zoomed in quite a bit, I made sure I powdered my eyes with the Coty Airspun just to kind of start off with a nice blendable base. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut up and get going. So I'm using the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, which is absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the shade Luscious right there. And I'm gonna take that on a flat e.l.f. concealer brush. It's actually one of my favorite brushes to use to pack on a nice shimmery shade. I'm gonna go ahead and pack that on starting from the inner corner of the eye. It's like this beautiful golden shade. More of a champagne, but it's really pretty. Oh, I really bit my lip really hard. You know when you just try not to say something and you're like, well, yeah, I'm paying for it now. Should've just said what I had to say. I kind of already did. So the bit lip was like, worth it. Say what's on your mind before you have a stroke. Okay. I'm actually gonna go in with the shade Candy Peach and my Sonia 109 brush and take that on the crease. So this is like, you see that? That's a really pretty peachy shade. This is not a palette that's like, oh, amazeballs, you know, like get it. But if you love your neutrals, and this is just a palette maybe that you know you're gonna use, get it. I mean, it's all on you anyway. I wasn't really wowed by this palette, but I think it's really beautiful, and I know that I would use it on myself, on clients, or whatever. I'm gonna take a very small angled brush. This is actually a Real Techniques brush. I rubbed off the name if there was one, but it's actually a brow brush, but it's a little thick. I'm gonna go in with the shade Delectable. It's a really beautiful purple. It's this one right here. And I'm gonna actually, there's gonna be some fallout here, I know. So I'm actually going to kind of line my eyes, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buff that out. So I'm gonna stamp the color where I want it. I'm gonna take my Wayne Gauze 04 brush. I'm actually gonna start kind of blending that. Like so. It just gives it a little bit of smokiness. I'm gonna go in with the darker shade. This is actually called Talk Derby to me. Kind of weird. And I'm actually gonna stamp it out again. And it's gonna add a little bit more depth. This will give you like the perfect smoke without like the eyeliner. So as you can see, I'm going back and forth with the smaller brush, building up the product and then blending it out with the brush. And then I'm gonna add another color to the lid. So this is just for that smoky effect. Go ahead and take a little bit more of that purple, and I'm actually gonna take it into the crease a little bit. So I'm gonna go in with the shade Puree, which is this shade right here, and I'm taking the same brush, and I'm actually going to spray it with some Fix Plus or some homemade Fix Plus, and then spray it. Go ahead and place that on the center of the lid, right there, and take it on the inner corner. Like so. Take my Wayne Gauze 02 brush and just sweep away the excess. I have lots of fallout there, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the Morphe 408 brush. This is a really cute, dense brush, and I'm gonna go back in with the Candy Peach shade and put that under the lash line. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of both of Delectable and Talk Derby to Me. So I'm gonna take Talk Derby to Me first. I'm just pressing it in, and a little bit of Delectable, tap off the excess, and take that on the lower outer V of the lower lash line. Actually going to take the e.l.f. This is actually the eye crease brush, which is very, very small, and I'm gonna take that with a little bit of that Candy Peach, just a little bit. This brush is pretty soft. Tap off the excess, and I'm gonna go in and blend that out. I'm gonna line my waterline and tightline using my 12 Hour Made to Last eye pencil. This one is in, I think it's just black point. Now for mascara, I'm going to be using my absolute favorite Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. It is absolutely one of my favorite mascaras, and yes, I would spend the $22 for the tube for this, but in the meantime, I have a few of these to hold me over. So be right back. Now to add some blush, I'm gonna be using the Too Faced Love Flush. This is a long-lasting 16-hour wear blush. It's my first Too Faced brush ever. This is actually in the shade Justify My Love. It is really pink. I would prefer a peachy shade, but this is actually really pretty. So I'm going to take my Sigma F40 brush and lightly press it. Ooh. And then just kind of tap it gently and swirl it around because I don't want too much blush. I'm gonna take my Too Faced Candlelight Glow highlighter. It's that bad boy right there. I actually swirl them both together, and that's the look that I get. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the Up and Up. I think this is like a blush brush, but I go ahead and blend them both like this on both sides like that, and let's go. Look at that. Now for the lips, you can do a totally nude lip, or you can go bold and purple. I really wanted to try this out. I haven't tried this bad boy out yet. This is the Too Faced Melted Matte Lipstick, and this one is in the shade Unicorn. And I picked this up with the Peach palette, so I'm actually gonna do 2 lip looks. So the first lipstick choice I'm showing you guys is Melted Chihuahua. This is one of the Too Faced melted lipsticks. This is absolutely beautiful, a perfect everyday lip, and I think it looks great on just about any skin tone. So the second color choice that I have here is the new Too Faced Melted Matte Lipsticks. This one's in the shade Unicorn, which I think it's a phenomenal, gorgeous orchid shade. And if you wanted to take it a little bit more dramatic, I went ahead and added in the shade Bellini right in the center of the lip. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys like this video. Please thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And as always, I'll see you guys in my next video. Love you guys. Mwah. Bye.